What is one thing that you would do if you were not afraid? Actually, scratch that. I'm terrified. I can't even believe I'm doing this. And then everybody's gonna know. And I know my parents are gonna see this. And they're gonna, I don't even know how they'll react. Hey, what's up guys? So this video is sort of a follow-up from the last video that I released, Feeling Gray, where I spoke about my sexuality. If you guys want to know what my family said and how they reacted, I'm about to let you know in this video. I don't think I ever thought that I could do this, let alone come out to myself, to the people around me. But to put it on YouTube and social media, asked me this last year, I would have been like, yeah, f that, it's not happening. Which also led me to the topic of when we feel pulled to do something that we're so scared of, how do we actually take action and face this fear? By choosing love. You have two choices. Let fear paralyze you, or let fear drive you towards love. In that moment where I was completely terrified, the only way I was able to proceed to overcome this fear and to dive into it was by choosing to do it out of love. So I wasn't thinking about what my parents would say. I was focusing more on sharing love. The thing that I realized is that I needed to accept this part of me. I needed to embrace it before I can share it. This step that I took in sharing this part of myself was liberating, but also terrifying. So I needed to deal and process with these emotions afterwards of the responses that I got. So for those who want to know how my family reacted, while I was posting like on social media this video, I was like shaking. I was like, oh my god, the whole world's gonna know, holy shit. And I had sent an email to my family with the link right before that, so I was just nervous as f***. I was like, shit, oh my god, now is the time that I might get disowned. Basically, I prepped enough emotionally, mentally, to be able to like handle whatever outcome. So my brother was the first to respond when I wrote him the email with the link where I said to my family that I love them no matter what, and that I hope they can as well, and that I needed to share this part of me. And he surprised me in such a good way. He said the perfect words, and I was so happy. I actually thought he'd be weird about it, but in the end he expressed that he not only admired my courage to do so, to come out on video, but he said that it didn't change the way he perceived me, that whatever my sexuality is, it didn't matter to him because I was still the same sister to him, and that I'll always be the same auntie to the boys. And that meant the world. Then the second person out of the three people in my immediate family that I reached out to was my mom. So my mom took a little bit longer to write back, and who knows when she watched it what she felt. She didn't really give me details about it. The overall message that she sent me afterwards was that she will always love me no matter what. She loves me as me in the past, as me in the present, and as me in the future, which is so comforting to know and reassuring, because we are beings that evolve moment to moment. And just the fact that I knew that even if she doesn't fully understand it, she's still willing to accept me for all of me. And that was awesome. And then the third person in my immediate family that answered was my dad. For those who know my dad, know that he's pretty intense. He's pretty old school. He's fucking hilarious in his own ways. And I really wasn't sure about his reaction either. First I was like, I don't think he's gonna understand what I'm trying to say. In the end, he said that him and my mom accept me no matter what, and that he thinks it was very courageous. Sometimes we anticipate a negative response because we might have overthought it, or maybe because we once felt such shame about this part of ourselves that we think everybody else will as well, until we open up. On that note, I got a super positive response by the people that I love. The response definitely made an impact, because of course you want to be accepted and loved by your family especially, but I told myself no matter what that I would still just want to be free in who I am and live my life the way I want to live it regardless. But having their support, it definitely makes a difference. And I want to thank all of you who messaged me and shared with me their thoughts, who supported me on this journey and reminded me why I'm doing it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I realize that fear guides us in the direction that we yearn to go, but that we may not have the courage to act on. Like I said, I never would have thought in a million years that I would have done a video on my sexuality and come out on video. But also, I was focusing on so many things that made me afraid. I was afraid of change, of the unknown, of not being accepted. This, for me, in itself was hard to overcome, but I decided not to focus on that. That I needed to come from a place of love, a place of wanting to share this message, a place of wanting to help others that may have gone or is going through the same thing. And also I wanted to choose love over fear, love for myself, because by doing this, it was me liberating this part of myself that I had shunned, that I had shamed, rather than stay stuck and repress and live in fear. When I started to focus more on love, that made it worth it. That made me face the fear. The point is, when you choose love, you can do it. Love is strong enough to be the drive. That was what got me to do that video, to edit, release it, share it. So in any circumstance where you're faced with fear, as terrifying as it is, how to overcome it, how to, dive into it, is by choosing love. Love as being the drive, the ultimate drive that will help you face the most terrifying things. You can choose love over fear. And in doing so, maybe that will inspire others to do the same. That's exactly what my family chose to do. I wasn't with them when they watched the video. For all you know, they might have been super afraid of what they had found out, that I was no longer that daughter that they once perceived. And knowing the fact that they come from a different place, a different perspective, it could have been really hard for them to grasp, to understand whether or not they were afraid of what this could mean for their daughter, of what, I don't know, the community, the Vietnamese or Asian community would think. They chose love. They chose to love me for who I am and accept me. Why not choose love over fear? It's liberating. It makes you feel alive. It makes you feel connected. And maybe that's exactly what we need. Love. Love more than fear. With the pandemic, there was so much fear that was brought up. And the more we focused on fear, the more we were divided. But when we choose love, we realize that we're all connected. You're one. I wanted to share with you the outcome response in exposing this part of me on social media, on YouTube, that in the end I had stirred up all these negative potential reactions that my parents would have had, but it wasn't even that. So to all of you out there who want to come out, there is hope. What's that one thing that you really want to do right now that scares the shit out of you? Choose to be brave. Choose love. Let love be the drive. And you're gonna be able to do it. Love makes you feel good and brings you to dope places. And now that I've chosen love for myself, to liberate this part of me, to just be free in who I am, yo, that's where the fun begins. Now I don't feel like I'm hiding anything. I don't feel like I need to be anyone else. And I think that's important, is that it starts with us. It starts with you. It starts with choosing love over fear in everything. And that's when you can be who you are and live your dopest life. I'm on a new journey now. I put it out in the universe. I feel in gray. It's not black or white for me. I live moment to moment. I feel what I feel, and I don't feel shame anymore. I'm open. So you can too. You can choose love over fear. On that note, I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't seen the video, it's in my bio. The video where I share with you my story of how I became more free in who I am, where I discuss my sexuality in shades of gray, to hopefully help empower others to be free in what they feel and ultimately in who they are. I hope you guys are all well. Much love. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.